Why a man like him, a well-known physician and all, would choose to work here?
It's rare Lady Luck smiles down on us here.
I just don't know.
Best not to question reasons why. Aye, but sometimes the price is too high. And there's always a price.
Welcome back. I'm Asher Strong with Midlife Gamers. This is Vampyr. We're gonna be talking to some people, sorting some stuff out, moving on to new stuff.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Such a pleasure to see you.
Yeah. I got something I need to talk to you. You steal from the dead, bro.
How dare you steal from the dead, Rakesh? Is that what your pawnbrokers is really about? These people are dead, sir. What they possessed could be useful for the living. And I'm sure they would agree if they could speak.
I mean, that's fair. I think people would still eventually show up. Nothing is forgotten. People aren't forgotten, you know. But you should show some respect.
You should show respect
dead.
for the dead. What about their loved ones who may treasure these items you sell?
The bodies I watch over are the unwanted and undesired, sir. I would never deprive anyone of their family artifacts.
Alright, that's fair,
Goodbye,
bud.
Mr. Chidana.
Let's go, who do you want me? Why? I know what senses is. Whoa, did you see that? Taps.
Good evening, Doctor.
Dr. Reed, any...
Oh, I got good news. You've been taking
I
drugs.
know you're taking drugs, Corcoran. Why take such a risk?
I need it to endure the long shifts. We have no idea how long the epidemic will last. We can't let it win.
I understand the gesture, Doctor. An immediate answer to an emergency situation, but this can't be a long-term solution.
Thank you for your understanding, my dear colleague. And be assured, I have total control of my consumption.
Uh-huh.
Corcoran, I want you to tell me about Mr. Connor. How did he die? What happened?
He was my patient. He died because of my mistake. That's the blunt truth.
What was the nature of the mistake?
It was a twofold error. My diagnosis was wrong, and the administered dosage was too strong.
Jeez.
Why not stop practicing?
Are you mad? I killed that man, I admit it, and it won't happen again. I have saved so many lives since then.
Who was this patient?
I don't know. Some sick man from the docks, maybe a fisherman. I had no time to talk with him.
I'm gonna be real.
No one claimed a body.
He should probably stop being a doctor.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Not only did someone die because of you, but you're also doing drugs. So maybe you made a mistake because of the drugs. Maybe you're doing too much. I don't know. I don't care. At the end of the day, he shouldn't work.
It is now.
What is this? Tired of your shit, Clay? What the fuck did you do? All the bloody docs are gossiping about how my husband just got that stupid kid. How many times did I tell you to count to 20 before drawing your blade? How can we expect to do the proper business and have people obey if you keep on killing everyone who dares cross you? No, now rumors say some blokes from the dead family are looking for you, and one of them even swore to kill you. Don't come home tonight. I've seen strange men patrolling the streets. They may be some commie militia or something like that sent to arrest you. Go to a safe place for a few days. Maybe go to the hospital or Whitechapel. Make yourself useful for once by checking if any business could be settled over there. When the situation is calm, I'll send wet boot boys so that you can come back, Edwana.
Or never.
That's interesting. Hey. We're doing this quest.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
So, you're a horrible nurse, huh?
Tell me, Nurse, did you know Dr. Tippett was addicted to medication?
I suspected this behavior for some time, but never dared to ask him about it. Until the day he confessed to me.
Why would he confess to you about his addiction, Nurse Brannigan?
Don't you know you doctors can't hide anything from a nurse? We're always there, even if you don't notice us.
Do you consider yourselves our confessors, Nurse Brannigan?
I wouldn't dare, Dr. Reed. But I'm intrigued. How did you discover Dr. Tippett's secret?
What can I say? I seem to have a knack for discovering secrets.
And for hiding them as well.
Do you approve of his addiction?
Of course I don't approve. But I understand he needs it to fight the exhaustion. Let's hope he'll stop injecting himself once the epidemic is over.
And what if he doesn't?
Then we'll have to convince him to stop. I believe he's still in control of his addiction, for now. But we must remain vigilant.
Okay. So, yeah, he murdered
Tell
someone.
me what Dr. Tippett did. I know his mistake caused a patient's death.
If I had not covered up his error, Dr. Tippett would have been fired from this hospital. I could not let that happen.
You can't allow your emotions to dictate your conduct concerning patients, Nurse Brannigan.
Look around you, Dr. Reed. Do you really think we can afford to lose a brilliant practitioner like Dr. Tippett in our situation?
Took great
Perhaps
risk.
you did it with the best intentions, Nurse Brannigan, but you took a great risk. Must I remind you that a man died?
You mean you've never made a mistake? Never covered your tracks? Come on, Doctor. I wasn't born yesterday.
You assume I'm a bad guy.
Goodbye, Nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
I'll have a word with Tom. He's really pissed me off this time. The patients are They know we are overwhelmed by this horrifying epidemic.
Damn. So...
At least that mistress of the dark has stopped following me.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
I'll cover
I
for
will
you.
cover for you, Dr. Tippett, by keeping what happened to Mr. Connor to myself.
I don't know what to say, actually. I can't exactly force you to become my accomplice.
You didn't force me. This is my decision to make. I believe you're still of use to the hospital, considering the situation.
Then I can make you this promise. As soon as the epidemic is eradicated, I will resign.
Hey! Hey! Cool. Alright. Let me ask you this then.
What will you do after your resignation? Do you have a plan?
I always fancied visiting Cyprus. Such a beautiful island. I could buy a house there by the sea, read poetry, and wait for death.
It's nice.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
That's nice. Hey, 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 hey.
Must
Prove
young
what we are
again.
capable of.
Just a dozen
It is
years
now
or so.
or never.
Good
Nurse.
evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
You gotta talk about something. No?
Goodbye, Nurse.
Alright.
Call
bye.
me if you need assistance.
Adios.
Surely I can endure it.
I believe in you, Teps. Let's go talk to, Clay. Oh, you doing? What are you doing?
Good evening, Nurse.
Good evening.
You got new stuff to say? I didn't do this already.
Yes.
This I did do
I have
on
the
record,
rules.
so
Okay.
that's just a thing. That's yeah.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawk.
Milton, where did he go? Did I ever talk to Milton about everything? These are the small things that happen when you
Good evening, Milton.
have
Good
corrupted
evening, Doctor. Still trying to save
episodes,
lives.
basically. Yeah.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed.
do them. No. Okay. Clay.
Hey, Doc.
Hey, bud. About your
Can
wife?
you tell me about your marriage, Clay?
Marriage is the sweetest cage, they say. Well, I found myself locked in one with a wild animal.
You mean your wife keeps you on your toes?
No, I mean, we both have claws and we both love to bite.
Oh.
Am I right to assume your wife's letter pissed you off, Clay?
I was so mad, I threw away the knife she got me when we got married.
Your wife gave you a knife as a wedding present.
That knife has always been my lucky charm. If I'd had it in my hand when I got stabbed on that pier, I'd not have been wounded.
A lucky
A
charm?
lucky charm? I never would have taken you as the superstitious type.
We all have our flaws, Doc. Mine's to have my weapon of choice for when the really dirty business comes around.
I respect that. Respect the hell out of it, boy.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Coxon.
I have like weird moles on my foot that I'm looking at that I've never noticed before. I think it might be like just impacted dirt or something. It's a small dot. And there's a dot next to it that came off, so I just have to assume. Sorry, I know that's weird. It's just like, hey, by the way, I have this thing going on here. Who are you? Who is this man? Alright. Let's go talk to Mortimer. Let's go talk to Mortimer. Sorry about this odd cut there, but I had to go to the bathroom. I'm gonna talk to Mortimer and fam. I will give this to you.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Mortimer, baby boy. You got words? I read your letter.
I've read your letter, Mortimer. You wrote about an unbearable feeling of despair while the world crumbles around you. Tell me more about it.
There's nothing more to say, really. It's hurtful, it's unbearable, and I don't ask anyone to understand what I feel.
Damn. Damn. Hold on. Readjusting some fabric on my pants. Don't want to rip my pants. You know what I'm saying? Don't want to rip my pants. Edgelord response. Yeah. I'm gonna go with despair.
Despair is a deadly poison I've tasted myself, sir. We're only tempted to drink it because we're terrified by the uncertainty of the next minute.
I know that perfectly, Doctor. For I waited for so long, hoping that the next minute would be less unbearable.
Damn. Here's your letter, bro.
I have retrieved your letter, Mr. Goswick. I can assure you that nobody read it but me.
Thank you. This is for you, then. For your help. And for your silence.
I think you should talk to your mother. It would be good for both of you.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. I'll think about it. Now please, let me be.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate
have
to
so
contact
many
me
shillings.
if you need any help.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
Hey,
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
he's doing all right. Damn. Damn.
Your son wished to die, Beatrice. Why did you hide such crucial information?
Are you not aware suicide is a crime? Mortimer could be thrown in jail. I can't let that happen. I won't.
I understand you fear the legal consequences, Mrs. Goswick. But don't you realize your silence significantly affects your son's case?
All my son needs is help and comprehension. Not judgment and punishment for what he may or may not have done.
Let's do this one.
Mortimer is extremely vague as
feel
to
like
his
I shouldn't be doing
motivations
any
for
of this,
committing suicide.
honestly.
Tell me more about what you know.
As you say, Mortimer had no reason to die. All he said to me was that he wanted to make the world a better place.
Aww.
Why did your son feel so useless when facing the world?
I think it was more that he could only see the melancholy facets of life. He couldn't help but dwell on such things.
What do you think he meant by making the world a better place?
Mortimer has always been a sensitive soul. He wouldn't talk to anyone for months after his father passed. It's like he carries everyone's sadness with him.
If you're in a situation where you feel anything,
read your
I know this
son's
is
suicide
a
note.
deep
It was not an
issue and
impulsive
topic.
gesture,
Even
nor
talk
was it
about.
his first attempt.
He threatened to kill himself a few times before. But I never thought he would dare to punish me this much.
Punish you? Why?
I've known for a long time he was not happy with his life. But I always hoped he cared enough to avoid making me suffer like this.
Oh, lady, it's not always about you.
You realize your son could try to kill himself again. He might succeed next time.
I think about it every minute. But I won't stop fighting for my son's future. That's how much I love him.
He's lucky to have you.
You're right. Your son's death was not fatal. And unlike many on their own, he is lucky to have you by his side.
I can't give up on him. I just can't. I have conceded many times in my life, but giving up on my son is something I am incapable of.
Okay, lady, feeling
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Never could keep anything from her.
it. Hey, bud.
Good evening, Mr.
I'm okay.
You got any other things you want me to talk to you about? Oh. How about this?
Your mother won't let you down, Mortimer. Don't you share her hope for a better future?
No. I don't.
Won't you even try?
Do you want me to promise you I'll get better? Do you want me to tell her the same thing? I could, but it would not change anything.
Aw, bro.
I have to go now, sir.
So if you ever, there's
don't
many
hesitate to
facets
contact me
and,
if you need
and
any
tools
help.
you can use if you ever feel this way.
Don't
You
waste
could
your time
text
with
certain
me.
numbers, you could call numbers, you could go to chat rooms, you can, you know. I find that it's probably easier to talk to a stranger than someone you personally know about the pain you probably feel if you do suffer from these kind of thoughts. And you know what? Reach out.
Good
Reach
evening,
out.
sir.
It's all on the up and up. Don't focus on negativity.
Reads me like a book.
The world is better with everyone in it versus not. You know, not monsters, obviously, but
This hospital seems
You're
to
not a
be
monster.
hard. But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the
Yes,
benefit of the
doctor?
doubt.
I got. How's the situation?
Exactly how bad is the supply situation here at Pembroke?
It really depends. Dr. Swansea deftly works his society contacts for monies, but with the quarantine, well,
For
we're in
monies?
God's hands.
Is that how you spell that?
Please, could you point me in the direction of the morgue again?
I mean, M-O...
It's the large boarded-up building behind the
N.I.E.?
hospital. You can't miss it. The key I gave you will open the small back door to it.
Don't you ever
Why
rest?
then do you always work the nights? Don't you ever sleep?
At the Pembroke, we're always hands on deck.
When do you
Your
sleep?
dedication to the Pembroke does you credit, Nurse Crane, but when do you sleep?
We staff get our sleep when we can, Doctor. Nursing is a vocation, not the labor of a journeyman.
Lack of sleep is dangerous.
Lack of sleep and the medical profession always ends in disaster. I've witnessed many a colleague succumb to stimulants to fight exhaustion. Drugs were as deadly as bullets in the trenches.
London's trenches start here at Pembroke Hospital. We are on the front line, make no mistake.
Alright.
That's all for now, Nurse Crane, thank you.
Disease. Diseases decrease the blood quality of a citizen. Speak to the patient in the room behind Dorothy to check. I did that.
But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Dorothy, what are you doing, girl?
Dr. Reed, may I help you?
General question? About the epidemic?
What can you tell me about the epidemic, Nurse Crane?
Alright, cured
I've
him.
been out of touch since I've come back to England.
Everyday folk don't know how bad it is. The papers certainly won't tell them. Not as long as the war is raging on, anyway.
News on the front stated that the Spanish flu was under control, at least in Britain.
It seemed to be for a while, but that was only last summer. It returned with a vengeance just over a month ago.
What can you tell me about our patients here at Pembroke?
This hospital was founded to help the East End poor and needy. But since the war and the quarantine, we've had all manner of folk.
Can you be more specific?
Well, veterans, the elderly, dock workers. We even have a few mental patients. If there's space, we take them.
Okay. Personal questions.
For how long have you been working here, Nurse Crane?
I first volunteered at the Pembroke in 1911, a few months after Dr. Swansea was appointed.
And before you arrived here?
If you must know, this was my first job.
Oh.
Well, Dr. Swansea certainly has confidence in your abilities. Are you in charge of the nursing staff?
Not in an official capacity, but the Pembroke doesn't always work above board, so to speak.
What about
medical protocols?
Dr. Reed, we don't have the money and resources here at the Pembroke like they do in the West End. We do what we can.
How is the duty roster organized?
Everybody works until they can't. If there's time, they'll eat a meal and shed a silent tear.
I'll see you later, Nurse Crane.
Damn. You want me to make medicine? Okay. I guess I gotta make medicine. I gotta make the medicine. I gotta make it. I need medicine. Now. Stat. I need a medicine. Medicine, I got it. I got it if you want it. Run. Bottom of his coat looks so fucking weird. Dorothy.
Dr. Reed, may I help you?
Can I help you?
I'll see you later, Nurse Crane.
In the patient's room? Nurse Crane, you gotta come back here.
I'm alright.
Did I break the game?
Thanks for time with me.
Dorothy! What do you want me to do? What, up there? Do you want me to go see Sweeney?
Again. I wish I could be sick again.
Is this what you want? You do?
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
I mean, that's fair. Your words bring comfort.
It may seem strange, but your words have brought me some comfort here.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
No need to... no need to apologize. You know.
There is no need to apologize, Edgar. You offered me sanctuary when I had none.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan.
Go on.
Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors.
Okay.
Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Okay. Okay. So the quest is all messed up. So I think I was supposed to do this after this quest. There was at one point I had to restart a game. When the episodes got all messed up, I replayed the game. And when I mentioned that a bunch of story stuff happened by mistake, that was part of it. I already had a lot of the stuff to make medicine when I went into the start of chapter 2. So that means Dorothy wasn't at my door. So then I talked to Dorothy to get the key to the morgue, which I got. But then I also gave her the medicine, and she wanted me to talk to Swansea, which I just did. But now, I don't know. It's all messed up. It's all fucking messed up. So, I'm going to just pause real quick. Okie dokie. So, I resetted it. Reset the game. Or... went to the main menu. It sorted itself out, it realized. But I can't notice that there's some notes. Rare species of vampires. There's a lot to read. I will not read it. So if you want to read it, pause. I'm just going to read it in silent. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. And yeah. I didn't read it all. I'm not like a speed reader, but I actually, when I'm not reading out loud, can be rather fast. I will read this one though. Dear Dr. Swansea, I must inform you my deepest reservations concerning the Dr. Tuero Strickman and Harvey Fickman case. Mr. Fiddick has been hospitalized after a severe work injury. He may permanently lose the use of his arm if not treated adequately. Dr. Strickman claims that a surgical procedure may save the man's arm completely. I say it may also sever its function for good if complications arise. Our young colleague is an audacious and daring surgeon who might prove a great professional in a few years, but for now he lacks the skills to perform such a risky procedure. Need I remind you of the mistake he made in the past? I strongly advise you forbid him from such a... Oh my god. He messed up in the past? Samurai Jack?
Do you need something, Jonathan?
Your blood. I have
I
questions.
have just a few questions.
Then ask away. I'm at your service, Doctor.
About the Brotherhood.
You mentioned something about a secret society. A brotherhood, if I recall. Could you elaborate?
Certainly. I've been a member of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole for several years. We are pledged to monitor and report vampire activity in England as impartial scientific observers.
Huh.
That explains your nightly wanderings about the docks and the questions you ask.
I feel it wasn't mere coincidence that led us to that part of town. There was something as yet unseen that set those chain of events in motion.
Yet you don't fear me. And still, you know the monster that lurks beneath the civilized surface.
The Brotherhood has studied your kind for centuries. We believe you are as supernatural as a lion is to a gazelle.
What?
Since you seem quite the expert on vampires, what could you tell me about my condition and how it came about?
As men of science, our first step is always to start with what we know. Forget the myths, the hackneyed scrawlings, and the penny dreadfuls. They do not scratch the surface of the truth you now find yourself in.
Just adjusting the mic.
The sun. The morning following my transformation. Its rays burned me. There was pain, smoke, and my skin blackened.
You will find there is very little that can kill a vampire, my friend. You have been offered relative immortality. The sun will most certainly hurt you, leaving you weakened and damaged, but it will not destroy you.
Huh.
Must I take a life to live?
You are a vampire. You feed, and blood is the sole sustenance that can sustain your immortal frame. And only a living creature contains the nourishment you require.
That didn't answer the question.
Since I'm the one working for you, what should I know about Pembroke Hospital?
Well, for many years, we have been the only medical facility in this part of town that people can rely on. We support the community here, as well as provide health care.
All right.
Where do we stand today?
Oh, to be honest, we cope on a day-to-day basis. The first wave of the Spanish flu last summer took us by surprise. We lack many of the basic necessities needed.
What do you expect of me?
What do you expect of me?
What we need is hope. You were a soldier. This is a war. This white coat's still a uniform. We fight to help the poor, the sick of the East End, the forgotten.
Preach.
The man we pursued and slew in the canning factory, William Bishop, I believe, was he a vampire?
He was a Skald, technically speaking. The debate rages as to their classification. Some think them a subspecies of vampire, others something else.
How do skulls come into existence?
The name means slave. The etymology may indicate that they are a lesser species of vampire. From what I know, vampires tend to despise them.
Just for clarity, what differences are there between myself and a...
We are learning stuff, boy.
A skull is easier to eliminate, Jonathan, even if they remain formidable foes for the unprepared. Vampires... Now, vampires exist beyond the mortal realm.
Alright. Cool,
We'll see
thanks.
each other again soon, Edgar.
Thanks, bruh. Thanks, brohim. I will talk to the benefactor. Just give me a once-over, though. Because I did find a new box. So I'm wondering if things did respawn. Yeah, things did respond. Look at that. There's new stuff.
It's locked, all right. It's locked.
Let me in there. Is there new stuff in here? You never know where you're gonna find stuff. Who's Harvey? Can I upgrade? What do you need for upgrade? Blues. No blues. What's this do? It can get upgraded a lot, I'll tell you that much. But I'm not gonna use a blood tool. That's dumb. That's dumb. The whispering, chanting. Oh shit, look at this. This opened up. I can now just be like, I'm in my office. Bye, peace, hideout. That's cool. I'm gonna search around a little bit more. You're gonna join me? You're gonna join me? Let me talk about vampires. I like vampires. I actually don't like vampires. Vampire to me is basically a sophisticated zombie. They're nothing more than monsters. The whole like romance side of vampires, I think is kind of gross. Like gazelles don't like lions, to bring that like thought process back. They fear lions. They don't want anything to do with them because
It's locked,
why?
all right.
Because they'll get eaten. Like, if I wouldn't be friends with a cannibal, like if someone did it, like ate humans to survive a scenario, sure. But I'm not hanging out with a dude that's like, every Saturday I hunt down a person and carve them up for the week. Because I'm not a fucking psychopath. I don't associate with psychopaths. So, like, why? I think a lot of this has to do with the Twilight era and that whole generation of young girls that are now young adults. Shame on you. You
It's
romanticized a disgusting thing. They're not bad boys. You're prey. It's no different than giving, like, a snake a rabbit. You know? Or a rat.
So many deaths. And what of my own life?
Hello, guys. Hello. Hello, good tidings.
I cannot enter.
Good tidings to you. Hey, you want to talk about stuff?
Good.
I'll just... Oh, hey. Okay, what's this?
Have you heard of any blackmailing going on within these walls?
I have no time for mortal games. My secrets are beyond their comprehension, Dr.
Blackmailing?
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
I wanted to talk to this guy, actually.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Your life in London. Personal questions.
How close are you to Miss Hallcroft?
Yes.
Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite
I think I've done this on,
I can assure you.
On recording.
Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
Aw. Aw.
So do you let her bite you?
And why not?
I'm just
She
gonna
could decide to
skip through this because I am 100% sure
you do
I've done
realize
this on.
she's mentally
in her madness.
Just checking. All right. Rumors about
Have you
shady
heard
businesses?
rumors of underhand dealings in the hospital?
If you want to know what's going on here, you better talk to Miss Jones. She knows everything. Especially what she shouldn't.
Okay.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Fear and disgust on every street corner. The daily...
Are you Miss Jones?
A giant morgue disguised as a hospital. That's Pembroke nowadays.
I'm gonna... Ooh, hello. I like Hotine. How often do things respawn? I mean, these weren't here before. There's a lot of boxes that weren't here before. So it's like I did a quest for them to get them drugs, and now there's just drugs everywhere. Where, you know, I'm cool with that, because I will take the drugs. I will take them like he takes them. Ha ha! Not like that. I'm just gonna give a nice little once over. See this box right here? I feel it. Are you a thing? You're gonna be a thing. Hello? Did anyone hear like a doorbell? A ching ching? I have earbuds in. I don't have a working doorbell. Got that too, so. And it would have picked up on mic if that was the case. Yeah, I told you, man, to retire. I'm gonna talk to this person over here. Oh, there's so much drugs. Second part of the chapter. Hey.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough.
Are you?
Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
Hey.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury.
Hello.
I remember you well.
I like this
music. In spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
These poor souls have so little left to live for. I do my best to ease their pain.
The world would be a better place if it were cared for by women like you.
You make me blush. I am simply a necessary evil.
Pardon my boldness, your ladyship, but I have questions concerning this condition we share.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your thirst for blood. But the questions need wait.
I'm a scientist.
That's fair.
My trade is in the deciphering of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first, prove yourself capable of resolving my predicament without eating the culprit.
Oh. Yeah, sure, I could do that.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion.
Oh.
I've made a first
hence
payment,
blackmail.
but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
So, here's the thing. I already asked about blackmail before even knowing I needed to ask about blackmail. That's kind of a, you know, an obvious bug.
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient or their family.
Oh.
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
Preach.
Please continue. Every detail is essential.
I'm Jonathan now.
I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
I'm sorry.
Excuse my impertinence, your ladyship. This is not an interrogation. I assure you that this line of questioning is in your best interest.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
Okay.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
Gotcha.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Okay. I got man experience now. 3,000 over the top. That was some fucking intense music. Just intense. I'm just looking around for stuff now.
We may lack the resources, but we have some of the most brilliant minds in London at Pembroke.
I do need to talk to him about some stuff because, he's done some techniques before where they did not work. Hello.
I will not let you down.
Okay. Hey, what's up? Oh, hello. 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 Let's go this way. We'll go a long way around. Long way around town. You got stuff here? Any bodies? You got boxes? Hello? Is that you? Ah, yes, yes, yes. Give me that opium. What up, China? China.
It's here again.
Are my headsets backwards? My earbuds were in the wrong ears. So I was getting audio from my left and my right ear. So I was like, who's talking over there? It's over there. I know who's talking now. I was so confused. I've never been more confused. Harriet. Hello, Harriet. Hello, Harriet. You seem to hear all the words.
What? What? What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Alright. I should just tell her, shut the hell up.
Dr. Swansea is quite busy, and I need you to help me get acclimated. I have many questions.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman.
What?
You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse, or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
What?
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
Damn.
You seem to know more about the goings-on here than anyone else. Beware, Miss Jones, in case suspicion should fall on you.
That's it. Blame the old and infirm.
Well, calm
I
down.
see those little bitches' greedy little eyes.
God!
Just waiting for me to pop off, they are.
Lady!
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Relax!
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them.
Wow!
My legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Ah!
Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round.
Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ,
The
lady.
patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
To the nurses. You know, this lady doesn't like you. But I'm gonna have to call it for right now, guys. I'm Ashton Strong with the Midlife Gamers. This is Vampyr. If you like the content we're producing, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I will catch you next time. Hey everyone, here's some videos you may enjoy, and while you're at it, hit that subscribe button. You can also find us at our Twitch channel, MLG Podcast. Again, me and Corey thank all of you, and we'll catch you later. Pew, 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 pew.